Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Pure Saiyans challenge for the Fighting Legend Frieza event and how you can complete it. Now Pure Saiyans is probably the category with the most versatility out of these initial challenges. Pure Saiyans has like 6 different leads. You have Physical Turles, you have Physical God Goku, you have Physical Raditz, you have AGL, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, you have Strength, Super Vegeta, and you have Physical Transforming Vegeta, all of which are Pure Saiyans leads. On top of that as well, you have various builds that you can do underneath that layer. So you could build a Universe 6 team, you could build a Realm of the Gods team, you could build a Power Beyond Super Saiyans team, you can build a Rapid Growth team, you can build a Low Class Warriors team, you can build a Super Saiyans team. There's so many different teams you can build under that thread that is easy to do. For us, in terms of team, we are building a Low Class Warriors / Storied Figures team, and we're going to be using predominantly the team Bardock units. So a good mix of free-to-play and also non-free-to-play units, but also just wanting to celebrate AGL Bardock. I think there's very limited areas outside of Wicked Bloodline Red Zone and this event where you get to see Bardock in his prime, where you get to see Bardock really throwing down, really doing a good job, being just a top level unit. And so I wanted to build a team that kind of enabled him to do that. I think Pure Saiyans by far and away is the easiest category. So there's tons of builds that you can use, and if you are interested, share them down below because it is a lot of fun to share your builds. But I do think that it's not the hardest category. I think there's some other far more limited teams overall. Now in terms of this team, we are using AGL Bardock. So that is the recently EZA'd AGL Bardock. A very good unit actually. Obviously gains damage reduction based on how many low class warriors there are on the team. This is the most crucial aspect of his base form. If we can fulfill the requirement to get him his full 50% damage reduction, he's a very tanky unit, and he'll be able to tank and lead the line for our whole team with relative ease. If we don't get that full reduction, then he does drop off a little bit. He isn't as dominant, and he can experience some issues. But apart from that, still a very good unit. We're going to be using him in our team, and then we're going to take him as a friend lead. For our leader though, just to boost the raw numbers, we are going to be using the Tech Bardock. A lot of people say, hey, why didn't this AGL Bardock come out same time as Tech Bardock? And I feel like that would have really helped. Tech Bardock is good, in certain ways. Like when he's got a Goku on his team, he has the ability to see super attacks for the first 5 turns, which is super duper helpful. And then, of course, when there's an enemy, or there's an enemy named Frieza, so you don't need the Goku on this team, although having World Tournament Goku does help. He's got attack and defense 150%, and he does build up his attack and defense with each attack done, but he needs Rainbow Orbs really to be a super duper consistent and dominating unit. His active skill is pretty good, but is dependent on you being below health, but it is pretty good. He is tech type though, and the final phase of the Fighting Legend Frieza event is against a int boss, so against a int Golden Frieza. Now this is challenging, there's no doubt about it. This is not the best situation to be in if you are Bardock. You don't want to be facing a int Frieza. You definitely don't want to be facing him in the final phase, but Bardock can handle it fairly easily without too many issues. You do need to make sure that he's built up his attack and defense, and you need to make sure that he is obviously not in the way of 10,000 attacks, but he's still pretty good. Aside from that, we've gone with a very stock standard arrangement of units. We have the int LR Team Bardock unit, obviously a great unit now with the EZA. Fantastic support for any Team Bardock unit, with their 70% support, which is awesome. Plus their raw numbers and raw defense is very good after their super, and they can do some good damage. I think they're the second highest damage dealer on this team right now, so very, very good. Alongside that, we also have the physical Fascia, a unit that gains attack and defense depending on how many times she's been hit and how many times her guard's been active. So early on we want to put her in harm's way so she can build up everything, because her guard will fall off after 4 turns. Then we have the power, speaking of units, of the Intora. Now Intora, a very interesting unit, predominantly a support, and he does really help with this without necessarily getting too in the way. Of course, looking at the team, I think it's well made. I think it functions really well. I think you're going to have some issues in terms of raw numbers on the tech Bardock if you don't have dupes. Other than that, most of the units are more than fine here. The 2 AGL Bardocks will be your primary slot 1 tanks due to their damage reduction and stacking of defense. You then, in the second slot, can run either like tech Bardock, which is fine, or alternatively, you can run the World Tournament Goku, which you see me running. Now, World Tournament Goku is on the low class Warriors team. World Tournament Goku is also incredibly strong as a defensive unit, so having him is very helpful. I won't lie, it does make life a lot easier to have Goku just because of how strong he is overall. Of course, it's all going to depend on your box, so if you are struggling with this event, I think it is understandable. However, I would say this is probably one of the more doable hard contents that we've had in a while. Still fun, still challenging, but I think you can't screw up too badly. And the low class Warriors team kind of functions in this regard. I just find it very hard to kind of screw things up with the low class Warriors team, because it's just a very strong team that specializes against taking on Frieza. You can transform your Bardock earlier if you want, but I pretty much only transform my Bardocks as I was about to enter the the Inter-Golden Frieza phase. The reason why I transform the Bardocks then isn't for any specific reason. Obviously it then holds over on their damage reduction, but it does really boost their stats and everything. But yeah, I think it was more for the holding of the 5 turns. Look, realistically, Bardock is going to tear Frieza apart. That's kind of his whole existence for being. So I didn't want to obviously deny that. I think you definitely need to transform him. You can even transform him super early. I wouldn't say straight away, although it is possible, but I wouldn't say straight away. I would probably say around 5 or 6 turns in. If you do want to transform Bardock, you can go for it. That's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care, stay safe, and bye.